Sailor Moon is one of the most, actually the most popular manga of all time. And a lot of people complain about diversity within comic books. But is it that people aren't really searching and looking? Because there are female representation, and I wanted to see if Katie could add some to that.
A lot of hot mics here. I know, right? Ooh.
It's like a little bell, like.
Yeah, it's like, oh, hello. It's announcing. So you're basically asking about my thoughts on diversity, like like gender diversity and racial diversity. Specifically gender, because Sailor Moon has been so successful and so underrated. I mean, just for anyone that doesn't know anything about Sailor Moon, you have leading female characters that are powerful, that are saving the day, saving the world every day, and people don't really ever talk about that. Yeah. If anything, they might mention a Wonder Woman, a Batgirl, they might squeeze in a Spider-Girl, but that's about that. But there's so much more creative stories being told with women at the forefront. Absolutely. No, I definitely feel like you're right in that I feel like people aren't searching it out. Like, I feel like there's so much focus on kind of what had been discussed before of, changing an already established character, like, oh, let's make them a girl or let's make them whatever. It's like, well, we could just focus on what's already been created. There are plenty of amazing female superheroes and, amazing strong characters. And I don't know why maybe they're not being sought out. I know we're going to be having the Carol Danvers movie coming out soon, so that's something, and I feel like it's starting to shift now. There's obviously a lot of female protagonists in films and stories, so I feel like we're probably going to be starting to see it now, but yeah, I definitely feel like it should be for sure. Now, Robert, I want you to piggyback on that, but also take it to the next level with the success, I would say the success of Luke Cage. Netflix actually broke down the night that they released Luke Cage. And so a lot of people really enjoyed it. Does that really open the door for more African-American characters? Or are they just going to take what they already have and make them black? Or because you got tons of characters. Actually, yourself and Charles both have tons of strong African-American male characters. Right. Are they going to search for you guys? Plug.
Well, once again, it's a mixed bag. The Luke Cage does open the door for a lot of diverse characters, but also people are limited in their research. We get it all the time of everybody asking, how come there are no more diverse characters? It's easy enough if you have the internet to find publishers, creators, if you really want to look. That's why I always tell people, if you want to look, they're there. If you're not, you can say it all day long. There's no characters out there. Right. We know that as far as conventions and, television shows go, people will walk right past anything they don't know, and it's a shame because there are a lot of great creative properties out there that won't get the time of day if they don't have Marvel, DC, Image printed up on the booth, and you're missing out if you're really just thinking that that's it. And the way, like, the great point of changing the sex or the characters all around, it's just the same character. To me, it's just like you're rehashing it for, like, the next generation, but not really doing anything creative. You're just taking the easy way out. So it's just an interesting dilemma of how do we push forward with other properties and other works like Netflix and Hulu. It's there, but you have to be in the right position or the right person in order for them to even take a look at your properties. So that's going to be an interesting thing for 2017. Who's going to make that next jump and find out? Because, like I said, everybody has it. There's characters. What are we going to do with them?
And Charles, have you figured out an answer for that? With
Luke Cage, it's long overdue. But I look at it as I'm glad it came out when it did because technology can support it. And I always look back at the Spawn movie. Spawn was before its time. I wish Spawn, they actually need to do another Spawn. I think technology was not right. I don't think technology was ready for Spawn. And if you're looking at diversity in movies and in black comics, I think the first Blade is so underrated. I think the first Blade movie set off all this Marvel stuff. Remember, it came
Marvel
before.
Universe if it wasn't for Blade.
Yeah, Blade was phenomenal. To me, it's still my favorite comic book movie. And as far as, again, diversity in roles, right now, they're putting women in major roles. I agree with that. It should have been done a long time ago. But what I'm seeing is they're starting to force them into certain roles. Make sure the roles are written for the women. Make sure it's written for the character. Just don't put someone there just to say, oh, we're just going to put a woman there, because it doesn't look right. It doesn't come off genuine, and it doesn't come off real.
Yeah.
You know, so they, again, please just be in it for, again, the fans. Make movies for the fans. Don't make movies for yourselves. But I'm glad to see that doors are opening, and they need to start looking at more independence. I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man is a character that got me into doing comics, but I don't need to see 25 different Spider-Man movies. I don't need to see Batman 15 million times. There is great material. You can go right next door. You can find your next Netflix movie or your next big movie, but they have to be willing to search. You know, it's right under their nose if they really, really want it. Independence, I think, is the way to go. And yeah, man, so 2017, let's be the year of the independence.
All right. So
Yeah,
you just
bravo.
brought up